So I proposed to my wife about halfway through the first year of medical school, and you'd think by then she would have known what she was getting into, but she didn't. And because of that, we fought a ton during medical school. And I think one of the main problems was that we were long distance. I was in Pittsburgh and she was in Philadelphia. This was 4 years. And despite what you may think, Pennsylvania is an incredibly long state. So it took us a long time to get back and forth to see each other. During the week, she worked at an art museum in Philadelphia and I was being a medical student in Pittsburgh. So I was in class and I was studying for tests and it was pretty intense. We actually saw each other a surprising amount of time because I think she was spending all of her disposable income on plane tickets. So during the weekend, she would mostly fly back and forth, and I would take my car and drive back and forth because I didn't have money. So when I think back, I think we actually saw each other pretty often, probably 3 out of 4 weekends, which is pretty amazing. But despite the fact that we saw each other quite often, we were at different places in our lives. She was working full time, so on the weekends, she wanted to relax and connect. On the other hand, I was a student, so I was usually studying for some really huge exam during the week, and if the test was on Friday, all I wanted to do on the weekend was party. And if the test was on Monday or Tuesday, I was in crazy cram mode, so I was still studying for that test. So I think it was that conflict of priorities and what we were going to do with our times when we were together that really led to most of our conflict during that time. Things were tough during the clinical years, but it was for totally different reasons. Despite all the problems that we had, we're obviously married now, so I think the way that we got through it was that we kept communication pretty open. And despite having differing priorities and fighting during the visits, we never left it on a bad note. We always communicated, and I think for the most part saw eye to eye before we left and parted ways. So if you're in medical school and in a serious relationship, hopefully that's helpful for you as you go through what is a very, very tough time of your life. I'm Dan the Darwinian Doctor. I'm a urologic surgeon, investor, and founder of Serious Real Estate. Follow for more.